Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. We're excited to be able to bring you a brand new season of Battle, and as with a lot of things these days, we've had to make some changes to the way our academic challenge is played due to the pandemic situation. Our competition still welcomes teams, though, from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. And joining us remotely, today's teams are the Saints of St. Christopher's School, coached by Alina Shahutsky. Founded 110 years ago, St. Christopher's is a college preparatory school for boys. Located in Richmond, the school puts emphasis on its honor code and the importance of community, as well as educating the entire boy. The team from St. Christopher's won Battle of the Brains last season. They are the defending champions. Also with us remotely today, the Indians of Fort Defiance High School, coached by Eric Walker. With about 800 students, Fort Defiance High School is in the Augusta County Public School System. Along with the high school curriculum, the 9th through 12th graders can also take college courses for dual credit through Blue Ridge Community College. Welcome to all of our teammates today. Good to have all of these students with us remotely. Now, because we can't all be together, here's how our game has changed. We will have toss-up rounds with questions alternately directed to each team. Anyone on that team may answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. And there are no point deductions for an incorrect answer. Teams, good luck. Let's start with the first toss-up round. The first question goes to the team from St. Christopher's. The Barbary States consist of 4 modern-day countries. I will name 3, you name the 4th. Libya, Morocco, Tunisia, and Mason.
Algeria.
Algeria is correct. Fort Defiance, most modern high-voltage lines use not copper, but this element, which is cheaper. Name this lightweight metal used in soft drink cans. Tanner.
Aluminum.
Repeat for me, please.
Aluminum.
Aluminum is correct. St. Christopher's, what physics term named after an Austrian scientist is used to represent the ratio of the speed of a moving body to the speed of sound? And that would be the Mach number after Ernst Mach. Fort Defiance, long known as a champion of states' rights, who was the famous antebellum senator from South Carolina who served as U.S. Vice President from 1825 to 1832? Emmett.
John C. Calhoun.
John C. Calhoun is correct. St. Christopher's, bordering Israel, what country's flag has 2 horizontal red stripes enveloping a white stripe with a green cedar in the middle? Mason.
Lebanon.
Lebanon is correct. Fort Defiance, Ernest Hemingway's Death in the Afternoon says that this is the only art in which the artist is in danger of death. Name this traditional Spanish sport to which he was referring. Emmett.
Bullfighting.
That is correct. St. Christopher's, in the Northern Hemisphere, what 2-word name is given to the shortest period of daylight and the official start of winter? Kevin.
The winter solstice.
That is correct. Fort Defiance, what city is home to the NFL's Panthers? Tanner.
Charlotte.
That is correct. Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, our team from St. Christopher's, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here's your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
The cardinal is the state bird of Virginia. The extinct Chesapecten jeffersonius is the official state what?
Jack.
Fossil.
Fossil is correct. It is an extinct scallop. All right, Fort Defiance, The Valley of Fear, The Sign of 4, A Study in Scarlet, and The Hound of the Baskervilles are all novels featuring which legendary 19th century British detective? Kaylin.
Sherlock Holmes.
That is correct. St. Christopher's, it mainly followed valleys, including those of the Kansas, Platte, Snake, and Columbia rivers. Name this trail from Independence, Missouri to a namesake territory in the Northwest. Kevin.
The Oregon Trail.
That is correct. Fort Defiance, what word describes a person who is honest and just or standing straight or names either of the 2 vertical parts of a football goal post? Tanner.
Upright.
Upright is correct. St. Christopher's, this man wrote about his trip across the country with a poodle in Travels with Charlie, while the biblical story of Cain and Abel inspired his novel East of Eden. Name this American author who famously wrote of his Monterey, California stay in Cannery Row. Nicholas.
Steinbeck.
John Steinbeck is correct. For defiance, the name's the same, a general meeting of the Holy Roman Empire, such as the one that judged Martin Luther at Worms, and the Parliament of Japan. Give this word that also describes regularly consumed food and drink, especially for those counting calories. And that would be diet. And that buzzer means good job so far, but a lot more questions to come. Coming up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round when Battle of the Brain returns.